Okay. So you should be good to go.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order. And the reason we are doing a Zoom meeting for this particular topic is because of the coronavirus and the mandated social distancing issued by the state. So the first item we have is roll call.
Steve Deckard,
Here.
Carl Gore,
Here.
Margaret Boone,
Present.
Mike Weaver, Larry Stevens, Aaron Pender. Hang on just a second. All right.
Unmute your mic, Aaron.
Aaron, if you can hear me, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron Pender, Rob Foster,
Here.
Mary Williams.
Here.
Okay.
Okay, the item that we have for tonight, the only item, site plan application for Tyler Pipe and Coupling Incorporated for a proposed 27,350 square foot building expansion at 675 Tyler Avenue, which is Ranson Industries Incorporated. So I would ask that, is Scott going to address this, or
Yeah. No, I think if it's all right, Steve, I think I'll turn it over to Scott and let him take over. I will tell you that when appropriate, or so Tyler Pipe, the owners are on here as well, and
okay,
basically he had said that he would like to make an opening statement if that's okay with you, and so if that's appropriate, then we'll do so. If not, then I'll turn it over to Scott.
Good with me.
that is fine.
Okay. Danny, are you there? Can you hear me?
Hear us.
Okay. Hey, you're pretty distant there, so I don't know if you can get real close to the phone or computer, but with that, I'll turn it over to you.
Hello?
I think they're out there at the very end. Try it one more time. Well, just barely.
Sam,
Yeah.
are you there?
Yeah, that's better.
Talk this way. Yeah, talk loud, talk this way. Ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate, Tyler Pipe really appreciates you all taking the time out of your schedule to fast track this for us, if you will, because I know your next meeting wasn't until May. But due to the world we live in right now, we just wanted to make a statement saying that we do appreciate your time for doing this for us, and look forward to this project because it means a lot to Tyler Pipe, and it means a lot to the city of Marshville, we believe. So we just want to thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you, Danny. Okay, with that, Scott, I'll turn it over to you. I've got some of the stuff, the documentation pulled up whenever you're ready. Just Steve, keep in mind whenever it's appropriate, I'll need to stop my screen to get back to this screen for the purposes of the vote. And so we want to make sure that we're ready for that when we call for it.
Okay,
Okay, I was gonna say, Sam, if you want to jump over to the PowerPoint, that'd be fine. I've got a version of it in front of me as well. So however you want to do it is fine.
Okay, you got it there?
Yep.
Okay, you just want,
And you can go to the second slide if you want. There you go. And so as the chairman noted, this is a site plan review for property at 675 Tyler Avenue for Tyler Pipe and Coupling, and the property owner is Ransom Properties. On the screen here, you can see where the subject property is, and you can go to the next slide. So the zoning for this property is I2 heavy industrial. It's about 23.12 acres. And the existing conditions, it is developed. There's a 64,000 square foot building on the property. And the proposal is to expand this building with 2 additions to this building. The first is an expansion of 25,430 square feet, in addition to the north side of the building facing Warren Avenue. And the intent here is to include 20,000 square feet for production area, and about 5,430 square feet for an office/storage space. And then on the west side of the building, a machine shop is proposed, and it's comprised of about 1,920 square feet according to the plans. And you can go to the next slide. In terms of zoning, the proposed building setbacks and the requirements, and there is an error there. It should say the I2 requirement, not the B3 requirement. The front minimum in I2 is 40 feet, and that would be what we consider the front is the Tyler Street frontage for this building. The rear has to be at least 20 feet. If it's not adjacent to residential, the distance is increased if it's adjacent to residential, but not an issue in this case. The north side, which would be the side yard, would be 0 feet since it's not adjacent to residential. And the same would apply on the south side, 0 feet for the side yards in both cases. So the actual setbacks for the front is 230 feet to the Tyler Street frontage. To the rear, it's approximately 300 feet. And this is the side with the machine shop. To the north side, it's 397 feet. And that's the side with the 25,000 plus addition. And on the south side, there's no changes to the south side. So the minimum requirement, as I said, is 0 feet, but there's a little bit of a setback there, but there's no changes occurring on the south side. So, so anyway, you can go to the next slide. Another highlighted issue is in regard to the off-street parking. At full build out, the building will be comprised of about 90,000, almost 91,000 square feet. The parking requirements say that it's 1 space for every 600 square feet. Or alternately, at the applicant's request, 2 spaces for every 3 employees, plus 1 for each service vehicle at the shift. The applicants have opted for the first one, so 1 space for 600 square feet. They are showing 170 spaces, including 6 ADA required handicap spaces on the property. They're doing this by reformatting their existing parking lot. So they're not making the existing parking lot any bigger. They're just restriping it in order for more efficient use of what they have, which is good news because that means there's no additional impervious area being created and thus no need for stormwater in relation to the parking. So at that 1 space every 600 square feet, the code would require 150 spaces. So they are at least 20 spaces in the positive in terms of what's on the site. And you can go to the next slide. With regard to a landscape plan, in review of this with the chair, he astutely pointed out, and he's 100% correct, that there is a misapplication of landscaping when it comes to in the code to sites that are adding additional to an existing building. So the code adequately addresses landscaping for sites that have nothing on it, maybe a greenfield site, or if the site's, the previous building's been demolished. But it does need to be adjusted for when an applicant such as Tyler Pipe, when they add area to a building. So we'll have to go into the ordinance and adjust that. That being said, my recommendation tonight is to, although they did provide you with a site landscape plan in the packet, my recommendation is we set aside the landscape requirements in this case. It is a 23-acre site. It has a lot of trees, and the 6 trees and the 12 shrubs that would be required. If the ordinance had been if we hadn't overlooked that. There's so many trees on the site, including along both Warren and Tyler Avenue, that we think there's more than adequate landscaping on the property. So I will let the applicant, I traded some emails with the applicant to let them know that that the landscape plan they provided, they don't need to adhere to. We're going to set that aside. And if they care to, they can voluntarily add trees or shrubs to the site. I'll let them speak to that at the conclusion of the presentation here. But that is 100% up to them. So, and again, I apologize for that error. In regard to the proposed exterior building requirements, they do show architectural renderings on the building additions. And there are no requirements for the building to appear in a certain way, but they are required to show what the building looks like. In terms of the exterior lighting plan, they do provide that as well. Exterior lighting is included on sheets E1 and ME2. And they basically need to make sure that the lighting doesn't spill onto the street or onto adjacent properties, especially residential properties. Not an issue here in the industrial zone. They are well away from the streets and from any residential uses. No problems there. Not concerned about light spillover or glare onto adjoining properties. So if you'd like, you can go to the last slide. So given this, staff recommend approval of the site plan, and I'd be happy to try to answer any questions. And like I said, the applicant may be, if they'd like, interested in speaking to the landscape question.
I move to approve the site plan.
I second that.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second to approve the site plan. Are there any other questions? Okay, we will take a vote, and if you are in agreement, raise your hand and keep it there so that they can see all of them up.
Okay,
Did you get it, Sam?
I got it. Yep.
Okay, and same sign if you're against. Okay. So I will say that it has been approved. Is that correct, Sam?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Since I can't see all the hands.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't know if there's anything else that we need to discuss. So this was the only item we had. So all I need is somebody to make a motion to adjourn.
I would just make a comment, and then I'll make the motion. I'll make a comment that on behalf of all of us, we certainly appreciate the investment that Tyler Pipe is making, continued investment and greater investment in our community. That's greatly appreciated, and we'll do all we can to support it. And I move to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, raise your hand and hold it there till it can be counted.
Okay.
Okay, we are adjourned.
All right. Thank you guys very much.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
You.
All right.
See you May 19th.
Yep. Sounds
Yep.
good.
Take care.
You're unmuted.
Mm.